What is up, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're here for another episode of My Team Career Mode on F1 23. Each episode that goes by, we are getting ever closer to F1 24, so just hang tight for a little bit longer, guys. We're getting closer, we're almost there. I really am trying to get these videos out as quickly as possible, but at the same time, I'm already starting other career modes on F1 24 as well, so just be patient. This series will be done before you know it, hopefully anyways. So this time around it is the Singapore GP. We came from the very back of the field last time out in Monza, and we somehow scored a top 5 finish by virtue of our teammate getting time penalties during the race, which I thought was BS, to be honest, because if you guys haven't seen the last episode, go check it out before you guys get stuck into this video, because you're not gonna miss out on what happened. So we've had an aero upgrade come on the car already. Now we've got a DRS and ERS cooling. I think that's DRS and energy recovery system that didn't go on in Monza last time out, so it's nice to get those upgrades going on. And because Singapore is a fairly long street circuit, it does take a little bit out of it does take the battery out a little bit as well, so it does use it a little bit. Another upgrade that's just gone on, DRS rear downforce, that has gone on as well. Major DRS, no, we're not going to worry about that. What was the other one? It was not a chassis upgrade, but ERS cooling and the combustion. What's that? Which one is that? Oh, maybe it was fuel efficiency. Okay, got there eventually. So maybe that was fuel efficiency that they went on the car, which is actually not a bad upgrade to have in Singapore, because Singapore does use quite a bit of fuel actually, so that's actually a good upgrade to have. So plenty of big upgrades coming on this weekend, and as you can see on the performance index, we're still there or thereabouts, and it's actually really tight between the top 5 or 6 cars, and the others behind us, like Ferrari and a few of the others. They're just hanging around. They are literally just hanging around. To be honest, we haven't really seen much of Ferrari this year, to be perfectly honest. Apart from Leclerc winning at Upper Park in Baku, we really haven't seen much of the Ferraris this year, which is quite surprising. They've just been working their way quietly, not really paying attention to what's been happening to them, and really, they're not really up as far as I thought, to be honest. So Singapore, even though we've got the upgrades that we got on for this weekend, I'm still 50-50 whether or not we're going to have a good weekend or not. Fuel efficiency, I think that's a major one that'll go on for Kota. Kota's another circuit that does use quite a bit of fuel actually. No other upgrades we could think of. I think most of the upgrades are pretty expensive right now. Even with the discounts and with the 600 resource points that we had, it wouldn't have been enough anyway. So we'll focus on qualifying, and then we'll get the resource points next time out. We go to Japan, which will be the next episode. Plus after a hot lap video around the Hungarian, which will be out at some point either tomorrow or Friday, I don't know. So as you can see, we're into qualifying right now. As you can see, 29.3 or 29.123, I should say, is our time. However, Singapore does rapidly elevate track conditions, so even though I did consider whether to go out again, but we did stay in the pits, and we did drop from 3rd to 10th, which is what I expect. I knew we'd drop down, but I didn't know how far, because track evolution has always been pretty ridiculous around this place, to be honest. So I had to be a little bit wary of that, and thankfully my maths was just good enough to get us through. I say just, we actually got there pretty comfortably. So that lap that you saw there was on a new set, or on a used set of soft tyres, and now we're going to put on another new set, lower the fuel load, and we're going to go out for one more flying lap. And to be honest, when I try and stitch a good lap together, it feels good, but I always feel like that there's more on the table. That I feel like right there, turn 5. I feel like there's always more to there's always more time to find. However, we are purple to the first 2 sectors, so it's been a solid lap so far through the last chicane and on our way towards the last couple of corners. I really maximised track limits there. Currently in 11th, this will elevate us towards the top 2 or whatever, or towards the top end of the town, and we do go provisional pole. 28.3 is our best lap. Charles Leclerc's got a 5-place grid penalty, and Liam does get through just. So collision warning with Bottas for Leclerc. That's why he has a 5 grid place penalty. So Liam was able to get through. I reckon he can almost go up to 7th or 8th, to be honest. Verstappen, who was fastest in Q1, was now 9th in that session. So I tell you what, it's a bit of a hit and miss for Red Bull this year. They really have not been up where I really think they should have been, to be perfectly honest. Provisional pole, I think that was on the set that we used in Q2, as in like the final set, or is that the same set, or is that a new set that we use? I don't know, but regardless, we've gone out on the same set of soft tyres because we are expecting a little bit of rain, to be perfectly honest. So what I wanted to do was do the lap on the new tyres so I can use them again, because I always feel like that there's more, that there's like just a little bit more that I can find on the new set of tyres, to be honest. So we went purple to the first sector, but we've just started to lose a little bit of time, or quite a stack of time, in the mid sector. To be honest, it felt okay, but the amount of time that we were losing was actually quite surprising, to be perfectly fair. And so through the last few corners now, up towards the line, up the wall at the exit of the penultimate corner, through the last couple of corners, up to the line, we barely improved our time. Is it still good enough for pole position though? No, it's not. It's P2. Who's nabbed us then, I wonder? We'll find out right now. It's Hamilton that's pipped us by a big margin. So all that time that we lost in the mid sector has come back to bite us in the end. So I don't know why we lost that much time, because to be honest, it didn't even feel that bad, that mid sector. It didn't feel the greatest, but I didn't think it was like that bad, like losing 2/10 bad, you know. So anyway, we're towards the front, which is better than what I thought we were gonna be. So let's hope we can convert a front row to victory.
Marina Bay hosted a Grand Prix that briefly ran in the 60s and 70s, but the Garden City re-entered the calendar for good in 2008. We missed it for a couple of years, but it was great to come back to the Singapore Grand Prix. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and Skip completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Russell, Norris, Sainz, Perez, Liam Lawson, Ocon, Gasly, Albon, Oscar Piastri, Bottas, Leclerc, Magnussen, Fernando Alonso, Stroll, Hulkenberg, Sargent, De Vries, Joe, and Yuki Tsunoda.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
And don't you let me down, Jeff. Welcome, guys, to the grid of the Singapore GP. Now, we are expecting some rain towards the end of the race, but the way that the weather has gone so far this year, I'm predicting that we may not even see any rain. It's supposed to come right at the end of the race, so who knows what could transparent in this race. Interesting strategy choices. The majority of us are going medium, some of us are going hards, Verstappen and Norris included. We'll see how that goes. 5 red lights, and away we go. Great start against Hamilton. We're going to lead the way down into turn 1. Verstappen got a great start as well. He's challenging his former rival as Hamilton and Verstappen 2.0 really begun, as Verstappen does get past, and now he is right on it. So he's the lead of the hard tyres. Norris got a good start as well. He's already ahead of signs. So really clean start and a great start for us. That's what we needed. Now that Verstappen's on the hards, we can just straight away. In fact, Verstappen's got from a long way back at the hairpin, and he has taken the lead of the Singapore GP. I didn't expect that move to happen. I was looking at the times. He was like half a second behind. So I thought there's no chance he's making a move there. We'll just go nice and easy, look after the tyres, and yeah, here's a replay. He's come from a long way back. He's obviously seen a gap, and he has somehow made that work. Luckily, I had the awareness to leave him the space, but gee whiz, that really surprised me. That really shook me up a little bit, I'm not going to lie. Jesus Christ. Anyway, let's just settle into a rhythm now. There's a long way to go. It's a long street circuit. It is going to feel like an eternity to complete this race, so there is time. But while it's still early, let's stay with Verstappen, because our tyres will die off fairly quickly with the heavy fuel load that we've got on. So let's stay with Max. There's no need for us to try and overtake it and put some pressure on it. But as long as we stay within DRS, then we are in good stead. As you can hear there, big lift off the throttle. Already on the first lap, or in the first few laps, I could see that fuel was already an issue. So yeah, even though I put like a lap spare with the fuel on board, I could always see that the fuel was already a big issue. So that's that idea of having to stay with Verstappen has gotten a little bit harder. Now we've lost, we've broken our side of 1 second to Lewis, but we're sort of struggling to stay within the 1 second of Max's window, because I don't like to use too much ERS. I'd like to keep some saved up. But at the moment we're still doing a fairly good job now. Near on to 1.5 seconds back to Lewis. So we're doing everything right at the moment, and as long as we can continue to do that with a red flag that has just come out on the 10th lap, I'm starting to get sick of this, to be honest. I don't like seeing red flags anymore. And well, let's just see what happens here. Yeah, so we're looking at Gasly coming through turn 8 or not, whatever this corner is. He's just had a plain spin. Does he collect anyone? Is there a pile up that happens? No. Is he going to collect anyone? Nope, he's patiently waiting. Oh, those three cars decide to stop, and that's why the red came out. I mean, come on, that's not even that big. On board with Piastri, he was able to quickly react to that. Very nice. Now, one thing I will do, what you guys will see as we slow this up right now. Watch the LED board that's coming up right there, just in front of the 100-meter board. Keep an eye on that as we move slowly. The red flag comes here as we reverse back a little bit. Where is Gasly at the time of the red flag being called? The track's not even blocked. What? Oh my god! I do not even understand. The track's not even blocked. He could have just waited until the other three came around. But the FIA have decided otherwise. Bloody hell. Oh dear. Now what do we want to do? Do we want to do a two-stop? Go soft, go flat out on soft and use the mediums? Or do we do medium and then use the softs to finish the race? Or do we do the last 20 laps on hards? I think the most obvious choice is to do 20 laps on hards, because if we choose to stop in between or from here to the end, we're going to lose like 9 seconds. So hards the conventional way to go. 5 red lights, and away we go. Second time around. Another good start against Verstappen. We got a great start on Hamilton last time, and Verstappen comes flying across and nearly takes out our front wing, but he's on the mediums now, so he may do a two-stop. So while he can go flying off into the distance, we'll just carefully manage our tyres now. At the end of the first lap, he's already 2 seconds in front. Verstappen is gone. He's literally gone. Next lap, DRS is now enabled, so we've got a bit of a task trying to keep Lewis behind us. And Max is already out of here. Lawson's on the hard tyre, so he's looking to take those to the end of the race. And very quickly, we are halfway through this race. Sonoda is out, Day has come unstuck early. On board with Fernando, and looks like there's a hydraulic issue or something, because there hasn't been any evidence of smoke lying around, and he slowly cruises down the escape road down into the last few corners, and unfortunately no safety car could help us bail out of that one. So we've gently brought the tyres in. I think that was a personal best lap that we did on lap 16 there. We're into the 32s. We're still in the high 32s, low 33s. Verstappen absolutely flying out in the lead at the moment. We are not even catching him, but the gap is stable around that 3.5 second mark at the moment. Team radio.
Okay, expect to see some rain about 10 to 15 minutes from now.
10 to 15 minutes until the rain here too. We've got 11 laps to go as we cross the start-finish line. It's over a 90-second lap. So what would you say? About 20, another 20 odd minutes of racing, roughly. We'll see what happens. Maybe even close to 22 minutes because of the 132, 33, or maybe even a 34 if we get that low. So if that fact is true, then we might see some rain on the last lap or something. But I don't think it's going to be a big factor, to be perfectly honest. Here's a move. Norris on sides, but Norris was really nudged up against the wall on the kink there, going around that corner before you're heading into the braking zone. So 4 laps to go. To be honest, this race has just flown by. To be honest, tyre weight's not really much of an issue, but if you guys look at the top left of corner as we zoom in, 1.8 seconds. So we gently started to close the gap on Max. So maybe with Verstappen staying out, another team radio.
Watch the conditions, we think the rain coming pretty soon. Be careful. Okay, dry seem like the best tyre for now.
Okay, so now rain is imminent right now. So we could see some rain, but with Max having been on those tyres and not stopping, that means that his tyres are really starting to die off, and our tyres are starting to come into effect very nicely. We've gapped Hamilton behind, and now we've just got Max in front of us. We're almost in DRS, 1.1 seconds if the rain is coming, or in fact, it actually is now. So if we're going to make a move on Verstappen, we need to make a move right now, or in the next lap and a half to go. There's only a few minutes left of racing, but as we start the last lap, it's not just raining right now, it is torrential rain. We are going that slowly, and I was watching the fuel. We were tied for fuel originally, but I had enough confidence to push and we can make it to the end of the race. So look at how slow we're going. And on old tyre, that's not what we needed. And now DRS is disabled, and that's bad news for us trying to overtake Verstappen. If it's even going to happen, because we're almost within that 1 second, or we were under 1 second. And look, it's 9 tenths. That's the detection point right there. And now we're not even going to get DRS now because it was just disabled from the FIA. So we've missed out on an opportunity to overtake Verstappen, whether we would have been close enough anyway. But look at how slow we're going, and look how much it's raining. Oh, I tell you what, if this was a few laps ago, we would have taken a gamble to go to Inters, whether Max would have gone to Inters or not. But I tell you what, if that rain came 4 or 5 laps earlier, it would have been. This would have had Russia 2020 all over again, as this has almost been the car, and that now lets Verstappen off the hook. He's going to go and win the Singapore GP for the first time in his career, and we do come home for P2.
What a great race it's been there. Another classic Singapore Grand Prix. And they've held on to take the checkered flag here today. Natalie Pinkham, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, they managed their tyres to absolute perfection. A tyre whisperer, in fact. That is what set them apart.
The drivers are en route to the podium as we speak. What a fantastic win for the Red Bull team. They performed exceptionally today, keeping us firmly on the edge of our seats throughout the entirety of the race. Congratulations to everybody at the team.
So that's 2 out of the last 3 races that Verstappen has won. Is he back in business, and is he in with a shot with the title with 7 races to go? And for Red Bull, it's their engine supplies. Well, it's the home race for Honda, and the Honda name is still very much with the team. They'll be wanting to put on a high for those guys as well. But for us as well, we're also with Red Bull Powertrain as well as AlphaTauri. So things are going to be, well, it's actually going to be a very special weekend for us 3 teams. So I'm really looking forward that we can give the Japanese fans something to enjoy. I really hope that is the case. So, us now leading the championship by 47 points over Verstappen and Hamilton. Those two are closing in. But I tell you what though, that gap has been somewhat stable though the last few races. And to be honest, that probably shows where everybody has been so far in this championship. They've all been up and down the field, taking points off themselves, to be honest. I don't know how much more it's going to take for us to claim our first championship. Well, to be honest, if we just stay consistent, who the hell knows? And look, to be honest, we've actually been fairly lucky so far with engine reliability. We've only had the one DNF, and that was at the very first race of the year, and that was when Verstappen won his one and only race until he won in Zandvoort, which ended his winless drought, and here at Singapore tonight. And Verstappen, with his first win here, keeps his championship hopes alive, but just for the time being, because there is still a long way to go. And look, to be honest, it feels like this championship can't end quick enough with the position that we're in. But anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to my channel if you are new to see plenty more F1 23 and soon F1 24 content. In fact, the first F1 24 career mode video will be out in a few videos time, so make sure you stay tuned. Hit that subscribe button, click the notifications bell so you don't miss out on any new videos. And until the next one, I'll see you guys next time.